my channel. So in this video I'm going to be talking about why I trim systematically. So I've been wanting to do this video for like a year now or so, but I figured I'd wait until I got to more of a rhythm and you guys could actually see my progress with how trimming systematically has worked for me, and so you can like not just take my word for it. so as you guys know, I big chopped my hair last July 2018, and every 3 months I trim my hair. I had my mom trim it, and that's what I've been doing, and I'm about to get my hair trimmed next week actually. So yeah, my hair right now, I'll take it down for y'all. I'm about to do something with it because this is like a twist and curl that did not, I mean it looks alright, but it just got really poofy overnight, and so I didn't want to wear it out. Okay, so I'm gonna do like an impromptu length check. I mean, I'll do a real one, which is for you guys next week, but I'll do an impromptu one. So this one, so my hair comes down to here. It's already almost at armpit length from the front. As you guys know, last July, my hair, I got it cut literally to the middle of my mouth. So I got this much length in a year, or 14 months. Is it 14 months? 15 months? Whatever. Pretty much a year. I got a lot of growth. I retained a lot of length, and obviously I take care of my hair. You guys know I moisturize my hair, I have my butter, all that stuff, but I really contribute my hair being really healthy to my trims. I believe that staying consistent with my trims has allowed me to retain the length I can retain, because if you just put moisture on hair that's split, if you just put moisture on hair that's damaged, you know, weak, whatever, color treated, whatever, hair that you don't trim often, it's not gonna do anything. It's literally not gonna do anything. And I can tell you, because I used to have my mom trim my hair before last year, and I had heat damage, and like no matter how much moisture I put in my hair still was not retaining, well, it was retaining length, but it would always plateau because I had heat damage. So when I say trim systematically, obviously I mean trimming with like intention. So you obviously have to start with a base cut, a haircut that's where your hair, you're free of split ends, free of damage, free of anything that could cause issue to your hair. So like free of color, free of relaxer, free of texturizer, free of color damage, free of anything that can hold your hair back. I spoke about this before in a previous video. And then you have to maintain your trims. Now, I know a lot of people here on YouTube, it's controversial. They say, oh, just trim as needed, trim when you feel like you need it. I actually believe in nipping it in the butt before it even starts, because in my opinion, it's kind of like being, let's say being sick. Let's just talk about maybe being sick. So you're not gonna wait till you're sick to start eating healthy. I mean, people do it, but you're not gonna wait till you're like in your 40s, like after eating terribly your whole life, drinking soda, eating pizza every night, not eating your greens. Like, I mean, people do this, but by the time you're like 50 doing that, and your doctor tells you, hey, you have heart disease, you have you have diabetes, you're not gonna just start like trying to eat healthy then. I mean, obviously you should, but it's too late, right? Like, it's a little too late now. You can't reverse it. Now you can actually come down from I think you can lower your I think you can lower your blood pressure, and I think you can like make your diabetes manageable, but it's gonna be really hard, really hard, to almost not possible, especially if you've been in the habit all that time, and your body's just so sensitive now to, like, let's say if it's diabetes, sugar, and like, so you can't even eat fruit anymore because fruit has sugar in it. It's like you can't, it's hard to like pick foods that are good for you, because like you're so limited now because you just took your body way beyond its limit, right? So I guess it's kind of like that with hair, only obviously hair you can cut off and grow back very easily, but a lot of us don't want to do that, right? So if you just wait till your hair gets to a point where there's just like it needs a trim, yeah, of course you can trim it, but you're gonna have to do a lot of changes. You're gonna probably have to cut off way more than you expected, and if you don't cut off enough, you're just gonna fall into the same cycle. And I felt like I was kind of in that cycle for a while, like where I was like, oh, I don't want, you know, let's say I needed an inch off, but I was only telling my mom to trim like a ½ inch, because I didn't want to spare that whole inch. obviously that didn't help because a month later my hair was breaking because I really needed to get those split ends off, because split ends split way faster than healthy hair, right? Obviously hair naturally splits. For the moment you cut your hair is gonna like literally start splitting, but your hair doesn't actually start having like full-on damage till the 3-month mark. So it is just better to nip it in the butt right at the 3-month mark before it starts to really split like and damage on you, because you don't want to have to cut off more than you need, right? And you want your hair to act right. Like, split end hair does not braid well. It doesn't, curls don't last as long. Like, it's harder to tangle. It's like, there's all these different things that hair that's split, it doesn't look good. Like, it's thin, like whatever. There's so many things that aren't positive about having split hair that is no point in holding on to. I don't care how long your hair is. If you have hair to your butt, let's say it's 20 inches long and half of that is split ends, like, that's not flattering. To me, it looks like a witch's broom. You might as well just cut your hair to that armpit length, 10 inches, and have a beautiful full cut that people can be like, oh my god, your hair is gorgeous, because 10 inches is still good length, than having that long 20-inch hair that's your ends look all thin and crusty. Like, girl. So okay, so when I go back into trimming systematically, again, I said trimming, your hair starts to naturally really split at the 3-month mark. So let's say my hair is like this, right? And at the 3-month mark, it starts to bud, like it's starting to split, right? If I just nip off this top section, like, oh, it's nice and whole again, right? It stays thick, it stays healthy. And I'm barely taking anything off. I'm taking like less than 1/4 of an inch off every 3 months. That means if your hair grows 1.5 inches every 3 months, you're still saving 1.25 inches of hair. That's really good, versus going 6 months and having to go take off 1 inch, or a year and having to take off 2 inches. Like, you gain 5 inches in that year by only taking the very top piece off every 3 months, versus going a whole year without trimming, having to take 2 inches off. That's like almost half of your hair's growth for the entire year. Like, why do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well just do it every 3 months like you're supposed to, or every 12 weeks like you're supposed to, and call it a day. Now, I'm not, some people say, you know, some hairdressers will say, oh, you gotta trim your hair every 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. That is geared more towards people who have like treated hair, people who have color, people who have relaxer, people who have some type of treated hair where the hair is more prone to breakage. That's what that's for. But if your hair is virgin, healthy, natural, whatever, it's 12 weeks, or it's every 3 months, okay? So I trim my hair systematically, meaning I have a system in place, I have a date in place where I have in my calendar every 3 months I trim my hair, and that's it. And I haven't, and it's kind of consistent because, you know, I'm not guessing, oh, how much do I need to trim this time, because I know I'm not gonna need to trim more than maybe 1/4, because I am systematic. If I'm systematic with my hair, my hair is gonna be systematic with me. So you can expect more from your hair than if you just weren't, you kind of just lollygagging like, whatever, I'm gonna just trim it when it needs it. Like, no, like, let's say you feel like your hair needs a trim. By the time your hair needs a trim, it's way dehydrated, right? It's way split. Let's say a year in, you're like, oh, I'm noticing like my hair is snapping. Oh, I'm noticing I'm not getting as much length retention. I'm noticing my hair isn't holding moisture as well. Okay, let me trim it now, right? And you go to trim it and you notice like it needs like 2 inches off. You're like, okay, like, I'm gonna just cut that off. You should just set yourself back 4 months, versus if you just trim your hair every three months, you're only setting yourself back 2 weeks, because your hair grows 1/4 inch in 2 weeks. Why set yourself back 4 months when you could just set yourself back 2 weeks? That's not even setting yourself back, because your hair is gonna look better, obviously, but also too, you're not gonna notice the difference. You're not gonna miss it. You're not gonna see a difference, versus if you trim your hair 2 inches off, you're gonna notice the difference, right? Like, I don't see the point. So I am very systematic with my hair. And also too, like I said, if you're systematic with your hair will be systematic with you, and you can know what to expect. So if you're trimming your hair because whatever you feel like it, and it's like, let's say you just by the year mark you decide to trim 2 inches off, now, like, you don't know you can't really make a plan for yourself. You can make a goal, but you can't really make a plan to achieve your goal, because you don't know when you're gonna trim your hair. So your hair is just gonna go off of you. So it's like, oh, you waited longer? Okay, I'm gonna just keep splitting over here. I'm gonna just keep splitting on you, I guess. And then by the year mark and you trim 2 inches off, you're back 4 months. Okay, you don't know the next time you're gonna do it. Let's say another year is by. Like, it's just like, you don't, I guess if you're consistent with that, but if you're saying I trim my hair when I feel like I need it, that means you're not consistent. That means it might be a year. It might be 2 years. It might be 10 months. It might be 3 months. It might be like, no, don't do that with your hair. Your hair is like your body responds well to systems. Your body is made of a system. Your organs are systems. Your cardiology, I'm sorry, I'm in like nursing school, so I'm very like talking about health and like systems, but whatever. That's what I'm just saying. Your body is naturally accustomed to a system, like a cycle. Like, and so it's just kind of like, it just makes more sense to stay within that cycle, including your hair. Even though your hair is dead, it is still a part of your body, and it still obviously has its own, a mind of its own, as we all know. You have to have a system with it. Like, okay, yeah, maybe if your system's not working anymore, then you should change it. And if you are trimming your hair as needed and you're not really seeing 5 inches of growth in a year, you might want to change it, because your hair can retain 5 to 6 inches of growth in a year. And no, my hair doesn't grow fast. My hair grows average. Average hair grows a ½ inch a month. I grow about 6 inches a year, which is a ½ inch a month, and I've retained 5 inches in 1 year. And that's literally from being consistent, starting off with a clean slate and just keeping up with that clean slate. Like, again, like I said in previous videos, you can't just say, oh, I'm gonna just dust every 3 months when you have 3 inches of like split ends. Like, it's not gonna work. You have to get rid of that split ends first, come with a clean slate, and then just maintain that clean slate. Otherwise, you just be maintaining split ends, and that's not what you're trying to do, right? So yeah, that is why I systematically trim my hair. I trim my hair every 3 months, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Somebody on my channel said, oh, you know, your hair's so healthy, you could just amp it up to 4 months. No, not doing that. Why switch it up? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, literally, like, this has been working for me. My hair has retained a lot of length in 1 year, and this is what I'm gonna keep doing. And this is honestly something I've learned from a hairdresser. Of course, all hairdressers aren't, you know, they aren't all the best, but this hairdresser is a really good hairdresser, and she's helped her clients retain lots and lots of length over the years. And I've heard this about from another good hairdresser that I know too. So be systematic with your hair. Do, you know, kind of like how you have a regimen with your hair, have a trimming regimen. Do it. Like, you will notice a difference, I promise. And give it time. Give it a year. Give it 2 years. However long you need to do it. If it's working, then you know. You guys can go back a year into my hair journey videos from this past year alone and see how much my hair has grown. And no, it's not magic pills or potions or vitamins or genes. I mean, maybe some of it is genes, but like I said, my hair grows 6 inches a year, which is average, and I've retained it. And I've never been able to do this prior to doing this. Even though in the past I have, and this is the mistake I'm gonna mention, even though in the past I've had systematic trimming schedules, I never started with a clean slate. I always try to maintain hair that needed a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what you're supposed to do, on top of the fact that I had heat damaged hair. So yeah, that is the end of this video. It was just a quick tip for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.